Hello, everyone. This is Weifeng, the microsurgery teacher in UW Medicine. Today we have a guest student, Jasmine. Jasmine, she's an M4 medical student from Albany Medical College, New York. So she is visiting our division, and this morning she gave an amazing talk about the microsurgery. And every medical student, we will give a chance to practice 2 hours in the lab. So we will go through the knowledge of the microscope, the instrument, and the suture, and practice some basic skill of handling suture and nuts. So today, I and Dean is our fellow. We will help Jasmine to learn our first lesson, microsurgery introduction. Yeah, so Jasmine, yeah, tell our friends a little bit about you.
Yeah, Dr. Zhang said, I am a M4 at Albany Medical College. I just came off a research year at Yale, and yeah, I'm here on a sub-I at University of Wisconsin, and excited to be here.
Yeah, Dean.
My name is Dean Spires. I'm the Microsurgery Research Fellow here at UW-Madison for this year. And then Dr. Zhang was one of my mentors, so I've been learning a lot from him on how to do microsurgery. So I will kind of start off with the introduction and then hand it over to him for the rest of the course.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's go. Yeah, so you sit here and Dean talk about the microscope first.
I can remember. So first it is just kind of setting it up and being comfortable with, getting the microscope aligned to where you're at.
Okay.
So you can see on the lenses here, do you wear contacts at all?
No.
So if you look on top here, there's a line. There's a line, and then there's like a plus and minus. So the neutral position is between a plus and minus on this line.
Okay.
So you just want to make sure that that's in line. And then the way you set this knob on the top is the interpupillary distance. So one way to do it is to kind of look through, and then you'll see these two circles, and they'll kind of converge into one image. So when you see those two images converge, that's when you know you have a good distance. And it'll be a little fuzzy. I have mine set at like 67 to 68, 68 to 69.
Really close together.
Yeah. So one way to, so how do you know how far to keep your eyes away from the microscope? So one easy way is to start kind of like a little bit back, and then you'll see two dots, and then slowly get closer to it, and those dots should converge. Right, and then you should be about between 1 and 2 centimeters away from it. Right, so your eyes are not actually touching the scope.
Yeah.
So is that in focus for you?
Kind of.
So you can move the microscope around to kind of set your working distance and get it better in focus. So that's much better focus, right? Move it around.
Because this is like really tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can change to this chair. Yeah. But this chair cannot go too high.
Oh, okay.
This chair cannot go too low.
Yeah. So you can also set the angle here.
Oh, nice. Okay. And so I just push this up and over.
Bend this one up and down.
Oh,
So make sure you have a good posture, comfortable posture.
Set it to where you're good. Is it comfortable for you? So one thing to think about is like ergonomics.
Yeah.
So you kind of want your shoulders relaxed, you want to be sitting up straight, you want your neck to be relaxed, and you kind of want, it's all about stability. So if you think about it, kind of shoulders are relaxed, hands are there, and then all your motion is going to be mostly your hands and fingers and wrists. So adjust it so that the needle driver is very focused here. So moving my next step around. Is that good? On your, so you put your feet down here. Good. I'll give you the controls. So this middle one, puts things in focus and out of focus. So this one's your focus and this one's your zoom.
So, is it the whole thing or is it like one side?
It's
It's like a seesaw.
Yeah, it's a seesaw.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So, one side.
the other one's zoom. So that's just changing the height, your working distance. That's zooming out, or that's focusing. This is your zoom. So if you zoom in all the way, or actually zoom out first. Is that all the way out? So what is that? What is this number here? Is that zoomed out all the way?
I'm seeing between 10 and 60.
Oh, this number over here.
Here?
Yeah.
It says 0.4.
So here, you can see on the side of the lines, it's 10. So it's 10 times that.
Okay.
So 0.4, so that's 4x magnification.
So, what's in this? It's probably
It's all the way up. So, what's the highest number you can see? Yeah. So at 4x, you can see 60. Now zoom all the way.
It's something like it.
Now, can you focus? Use the focus to focus in. How much can you see? what is this number here instead? So 2.4 times 10.
So
You multiply your eyepiece times the magnification here.
yeah.
to
So
give you
So is it 240?
20.
Or yes,
Yeah.
sorry, 24. But is it like equal? Like is it 24
So 24x
or 24x?
gives you, what did you say, 10?
Yeah,
Okay.
24x. And then that's okay.
Now, what's the tallest, or what's the, how much of it is clear? What's the height that you can see? So I'm holding this at an angle.
Yeah. Great. Should I try to focus it or no?
Just leave it where it's at.
Okay. I guess the 2.
You can see the 2 clearly?
No, I guess the 1.
Okay. So, this is your height number, or is this, sorry, this is your, kind of your length, if you want to think about it?
Both of these.
Yeah, those are,
This is like max, right? Or this is like minimum?
so now we're talking about depth here.
Okay.
So depth-wise, you said 1.
Yeah.
So at 24 magnification,
Or
you're,
no, this is, wait, this is what? Length?
you can do, yeah, you can do width, length,
And then depth.
where you said 1.
Yeah.
So it's 1 millimeter at 24x.
So 24x.
Now zoom out all the way.
So you can use your toe to step other side and use your heel to step towards the other side.
Okay, I thought I had to use my whole old time.
Yeah, the toe is hard to reach out to the side close to us.
Am I going in? I think I'm still going in.
Try this. So you want to bring your heel. Let's kind of zoom in. The button closest to you.
So zoom out is my foot.
Yeah, here.
Okay.
I want to put the ruler there. Is that in focus?
Yeah.
So, think about it. We took it from its lowest magnification, the 4x, and then we focused it. And then we took it to its highest magnification, the 24x. And then now we went back to 24x,
Okay.
but it's already in focus. So how does that?
Magic? I don't know.
Oh, Dr. Zane, do you want to explain?
Please.
Yeah, and then when in the
Oh, we can-
full-time you can talk about the depths.
So what's the
depth?
clearest length that you can see, or depth that you can see?
Probably the 20.
Probably this one. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, that's what it
Okay. So at 4x, we can see 20 millimeters. So think about the area that you have under the microscope to be in focus. Here, at max magnification, you're working within, like if we draw this kind of looking at the side, 10, and then 1 millimeter, I don't even like draw 1 millimeter. This is like your operating space, right? If we're looking at it from the side, so here was your depth, and here was your width, you called it. That's not a big operating area.
Yeah.
And then this one, you're looking at 60, and then you're looking at 20 here. So at its lowest magnification, here's your depth, and then here's your. So it's very different because you're really doing most of your work in kind of almost it's three-dimensional, but in order to remain in focus, it's really two-dimensional to a degree, right? Because you only have 20 millimeters, 2 centimeters. You move it up, you're out of focus. You move it out, you can't see it. So you're really working in a very tight box. Think of it as like the box that you work in.
Yeah.
Because efficiency is just minimizing excess movement.
Yeah.
Right. So you can explain why this is.
Yeah. So when did you go through that like when you zoom in all the way and then lose our focus and then you set up the microscope?
I think so. All right. We had a focus at 4, and then we had a refocus at 24. But then now we're back at 4 and we're not having to refocus it.
Yeah. So that's the like didn't already talk about the depths. Smaller depths, higher magnification, smaller depth, and lower magnification and bigger depths. So and here Dean try to explain is like we want a larger space to do microsurgery. This so tiny space, it's really hard to do microsurgery. Think about 1 millimeter depth. Some of the vessel like 2 millimeter vessel is already out of the depth. You cannot see it here.
Yeah.
So in the microsurgery, we want to use the bigger space to see more things instead of want to see things bigger. So we want to use the lowest power, but we can see clear to the microsurgery instead of going all the way very high magnification. Our eye, the muscle of our eye, really try to strain when it's out of focus on our hands out of the field. It's really hard to microsurgery, making us very easy to get into. So that's the magnification, and then the depth. We want the microscopes can stay in focus, like no matter we zoom in and zoom out, right? That's more convenient. So that's the best step of the microscope is the focal. So how to make that happen is I think about at the 4 times magnification, the depth is like is big. No matter the ruler may be here, maybe here, maybe here, you can see it here. So when we zoom in all the way to 24 times, the depth is like 1 millimeter. If the ruler is out of this space, you cannot see it clear, right? Like if the ruler is here, you can see it clear at 4 times, but it's out of focus at 24 times. That's why when we zoom in 24 times, we need to move the microscope up and down and then make. And then when the ruler was going this depth, we can see it clear. So, and then at 24 times, we zoom out the microscope. When we zoom out, the depth becomes bigger. The bigger depth will include this small depth inside. That's why when we set up the microscope, then you can see it very good in focus. And when we zoom out the microscope, it can stay in focus, right? So that what we are talking about is the practical part of the depth. So the depth is not just 2 numbers, 1 millimeter, 2 centimeter, 20 millimeter. It's just as. So if you set up a microscope, do you want to make it focus in lower power or higher power first?
In lower power.
In higher power first.
Oh, okay.
So and then when we see in focus, in good focus, and then we can zoom out to the appropriate magnification to do different surgery. Right, for finger implantation, we may use 6 to repair the nerve.
That's what I meant. Like with the tiniest one, like where you're like zoomed in most.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's one thing that I
That's my
noted. For 1 millimeter, you can write this down, 1 millimeter vessel, a good place to start is 10x. For a 2 millimeter vessel, 6 to 8x. And then for half a millimeter, 12 to 13x. And something to keep in mind is you want the lowest magnification that you can to get to do the anastomosis successfully. Right? When you zoom in too much, right? You're
the eye strain.
yeah, straight nervous. So first things that is getting the microscope set up. That's kind of the ergonomics, getting yourself set up, making sure that you're comfortable. Do you have anything else to add, Dr. Zhang?
Yeah, so like this as a minor, that's the very important to make matching your eyes. Like for me, I have some nearsighted. In that side, I need to move, adjust this one to here to correct my eye. So you and me can see the same focus level. Right? If I didn't correct my eye, just put it in the neutral position. When I set up the microscope, I can see clear. You cannot see clear. So that's the problem. Sometimes, if you go to the OR and the teacher was doing microsurgery, that means he can see clear. But you set up everything right, but then you cannot see clear. That may be the other side didn't correct the eyes. And in that situation, that too often you can go to check the teacher or check your student. But when you're a student, it's hard to tell the teacher to stop. So in that situation, you can just adjust this one, no matter to left or right, until you can see clear. It's kind of you making by adjust this diopter of the lens, you kind of making a prescription glasses for you right away.
So that
To correct the difference
Yeah.
between you and your teacher.
Okay.
That's one of the very simple use and can solve the problem. But anytime when you come to the OR, check here, most of the people will know this one in the people distance, but sometimes they will forget this.
Okay. And all microscopes are set up like this, where they have like these features, like the
Yeah, most of. I think every microscope, the lens at least has this function. You can change.
Some of the new ones have the buttons on the side. You'll probably see in the OR.
Yeah.
And it can change zooming. You don't have to do all the manual adjustments.
Yes, zoom in and zoom out is the whole microscope, but this one is personal. It's
Okay.
for individuals for your eyes.
Yeah, so like if I adjust it, it's not going to adjust for
It's specific and correct for eyes. Make sure you can see the same focus level. Think about if you wearing the glasses, you cannot see the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wear your glasses while you have mine.
Absolutely. A little bit different, there will be a significant change. If you try your grandpa's glasses, you may not see anything.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do microsurgery. I only like turning this one, it won't change anything. Only turning this one. That can change the diameter. This is the whole lens.
But that is good.
This one just turning the lens, it didn't change the diameter. But turning this one, it changes the diameter. Okay.
What is your familiarity with instrumentation for microsurgery?
I don't really know much. I know that there's like scissors, pickups, they're all like all something.
So these are needle drivers.
Or something?
Yeah, yeah. So these are needle drivers. These are going to be the scissors, and these can either be your dilators or your forceps. So specifically for these, do you notice anything different between these that I have laid out?
Like specifically between these four?
Yeah, just these four, just the needle drivers.
Well, this looks like scissor, I guess, but these seem to have some like, oh no, not this one. Maybe this one. It's like it locks. And then This one, I don't know. This one has like a random little thing there that maybe prevents it from closing all the way.
Okay.
And this one's like straight on the outside, but this is like curved on the outside. That was probably not what I was supposed to notice. But,
So you picked up on a lot of them, kind of, and this is kind of, we'll start with the obvious, right, different colors.
Oh, it could have. Yeah, I thought
So-
that was like.
Yeah, the given.
But-
So these three are titanium, I believe. This is your rainbow set. And then this one is your stainless steel. The other thing is body design. So this one has a flat design, right? And then these have like a round design. Can you think about why rounded versus flat?
Well, I was thinking in your hand, like a round one can like move a little easier than
Absolutely,
like
absolutely.
flat.
So when it's rounded, you have a lot more manipulation in terms of like, rolling it over and rotation. Whereas the flat one, you're exactly right, you don't have that flexibility quite as much. Something that Dr. Zhang pointed out is if you're thinking about like a deep flap and your hands or gloves are kind of already bloody or have like fat on them, you would almost prefer flat ones because they're less likely to turn on,
Yeah.
so you're able to do the micro. Whereas if you're doing more kind of, let's just say like hand work, it's a lot less like bloody, the field's cleaner, you can use something that turns, so you can do a little bit more rotation there. The other thing is we don't have, do we have a set of straights?
Why does this look like scissors?
Yeah, so this is actually, I'll get to that. I can slow it down. So this is a set of needle drivers. You can actually see under the microscope here. So it has needle holders at the front, but then the rest of it is a pair of scissors. So if you don't have assistance, so typically under the microscope there's two people, you don't have assistance where you're holding it for someone else to cut. This is a way to do it yourself and kind of keep moving quickly. So I will put this right here. So the other thing is the actual tips of it. So there's curved and then there's straight. So this is your straight tips, and this is your curved tips. Is it preference or is there typical things that you would use straights for curve or curves for straights?
Most of the time, the curve will be more convenient.
Yeah.
Because like needle beholder, this one is easier to manipulate the needle to the ears. And sometimes you hold the needle like this way, sometimes when you flip it down or put it down, so you can pick up the suture easier. Straight needle holder, I only have one professor who prefers straight needle holder. Because the needle holder is always straight, so we don't need to flip it, put it down or put it outside. So that's why we want to do straight needle holder.
Your hand is so steady.
Your hand is also the same.
So if you look under the microscope, so a standard set of needle drivers is going to be 0.3 millimeters. So they base it based on the tips. So that's going to be your 0.3s. And these are going to be 0.3s. And these ones are going to be special because they're going to be smaller. They 0.2s or 0.25s? 0.2s.
It's a little bit thinner also, it's like design as 0.1, but this one is higher from the one, so we fixed it.
It's higher.
Yeah, because
These are expensive.
they break the tip,
So you can see
damage, so.
if you're doing right, it doesn't look to the naked eye, it doesn't look that different, but under the microscope you can see how this one would be able to handle a lot finer of a needle than this one.
Yeah.
And then you were right for this one. This one does lock.
Okay. What's this little thing here? It doesn't look like it does anything.
I think that's just to prevent you from closing it.
Okay.
So, my understanding, we don't use a lot of the locking. But in terms of like passing it, you can pass it with a needle in there.
Yeah, that's it's some for the vans, some pros and cons. Pros except the needle and slipping on the side. The bad thing is in the microsurgery, once you lock it, you have to unlock it. That's an extra step. And then when you unlock it, you need to release slow, so making it feel out. It's not free.
It's not efficient.
Yeah, not efficient and not so kind of convenient.
Anything you want to add, Dr. Zhang?
Yeah, that's the talk about the.
Do you want to go through the part numbers?
Yeah. Part numbers. Yeah.
So, I'm going to try my best to remember these. They have different part numbers that'll help you delineate.
Yeah, we need these to have
The part numbers.
line number.
So this is, where does it start? Is that regular? No.
Line number. Yeah, that's the C is curved.
Curved 14.
Curved.
Yeah. So curved 14, and that's the length
Oh,
of the tips here.
okay.
This is, where's round hand? Where does it start round handled?
Yeah.
Round, curved, 0.1. So round, these are kind of standardized to 8 millimeters. Curved tells you the tips, and then the 0.1 tells you the how fine it is.
Hmm.
I don't think these have.
So this one doesn't tell you the length. Just this one does.
Oh, it has
Like the L15, right?
Yeah. Oh, well.
That way, if, I mean, you ask the scrub tech, and they're like, what needle driver was that, you know? If it's for like a, let's just say a super micro case, you know, you can see, okay, well, they're using a 0.1, so it's very, very fine. So, we'll move on to scissors here. So kind of the same thing. Handles, curved, straight, length changes.
What's the color for it? Is the color just a like reference? Like I just want
Those?
rainbow.
Yeah, they're typically used for like they're gonna basically tell you that they're super fine.
Oh, that's what rainbow means.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah, they're
Yeah.
fine.
This just being cool, like this is the rainbow set. So it's everyone's just well known as guess the rainbow set. And titanium, most of the time they make it like blue.
Okay.
Because you can heat up titanium and it turns the blue color.
Different company have different.
Can you
Yeah.
get your own custom color?
Depending how much you ever want to pay.
Yeah.
So you can see with these scissors too, right?
Mhm.
This one is a lot more kind of robust, and then this one's going to be a lot finer.
Yeah.
So these are both curved, but you can see how much finer of a tip those are. They come in straight, and they also have so what is it? Straight dissecting scissors 18, and then round 8. There's another one. That was backwards for you. Straight dissecting scissors 15, round 8, F12. F12 is the
fine grain.
oh fine, yeah.
Fine grain. Then the blade length is like 12
So straight dissecting or scissors dissecting 15, fine 12. Kind of interesting things to think about in terms of how much variability there is with these instruments.
Yeah.
Any questions about this?
I don't know how we go around all of that.
Yeah, like this is the standard PI set. This finer scissor, this is for the hand. This even finer is for simple microsurgery. So the blade size smaller is more expensive. This one is 300. This one is 700.
What?
So yeah,
These are getting up there.
1,500.
So when you want them customized, that's your starting price.
Okay.
So let's start with.
So when I look at so many instruments, I'm so wealthy.
Yeah. Goodness.
So these are going to be your dilators, and then your forceps. Right? They can also call them jewelers as well.
Yeah.
So jewelers basically stems from when microsurgery began, and they didn't make specific instruments for microsurgery. The closest thing to it would be jeweler's forceps. So they would go down to like a jewelry store and like what they use for like watch repairs and jewelry. So until the name kind of continues on. So
Somebody was just like, hey, can I borrow that?
yeah.
Wow.
So these are dilators. So these will be kind of
How do you know it's dilator? Is it because of the shape of the body, or?
so the kind of the shape of the body, and then
This is just sharp and straight. This one has paper tip. And this is side, you can put under the microscope.
you can also, this one's a little bit bent. You can also have like a 45 tip
Yeah.
bent there. But you can see how fine that is.
So the tapered one is like a dilator.
Yeah, so we can put into the lumen and then dilate the vessel. When the vessel, we trim it, we cut it, and expose to the room temperature, and then also the close in. The smooth muscle we contract. And then when we start to do an osmosis, we would like to dilate it to go back to the vessel size of the vessel. Or if there's a discrepancy between the recipient vessel and donor vessel, we need to dilate the smaller one so they can match.
You can see, right, here's you can see this one actually has some interesting tips.
Yeah.
Dr. Zhang, what was the hole in this for? Was it for?
Yeah, the hole is for pick up some tissue.
Yeah.
Select,
You're not crushing it.
and
So you're just kind of holding an edge there. And you can see let me grab so the same thing here. This thing. I think your standard is going to be around, what is it?
yeah, this one is the standard. Standard is 43. So in microsurgery, one standard set is the tip is 43. Start from there, some is going up, some is going down.
0.3, and then this one you can see is very thin. 0.2. And then your rainbow set is going to be even finer. So you're getting down to like 0.1.
The original tip is 0.1, 0.05. So 0.05 is 1/6.
That's not even on here.
Yeah, 1/6 of the standard set for the simple microsurgery. But it's very easy to damage.
I bet.
So
So-
if you drop these, the tip is this one. It's the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
This one's like 0.3.
Yeah, that's just that.
So you have some of the
You have a set
sutures.
of 0.05?
0.05, you can see here that's the numbers. So it's 0.05. So it designed to do that, but now it's also requires the one also.
Yeah.
Even we just fix it by using a sharpened stone, it
Yeah.
still works very well.
Really?
Yeah.
They sharpen them like here
No.
or not?
We did it in the lab.
Yeah, we did it, and also the factory did it much better than us. But they will charge us.
So micro can be considered probably your 8.0 to your 12.0. So 8.0 to 10.0 is going to be your standard micro, and then 11 and 12 is going to be your super micro.
Yeah, I saw that. Let me know the other day.
I was like, I
Can't
can't
see
see what you're picking up.
Yeah. So your so I'm gonna leave these out here. So an important thing to remember is that your suture is independent of your needle. So let's see if I can get these. This one and this one.
That's gonna be the same. That's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
Do you have an 8.0 comparison?
Yeah,
Those are together there.
So you can see, so 8.0,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's your standard, so your 0.4 metric. So that defines your suture material. So typically a nylon monofilament. And then your needle, right, that defines your tapered needle. Tapered needle. But then if you look at the pictures, right, this one says 3.8 millimeters, and this says 5 millimeters. So if you had asked, I need an 8.0, and then they bring you this, and then you get under the microscope, and you're like, well, this needle is gigantic. That's because your needle is separate from them. So this is, the 5 millimeter is your standard 8.0. So this is your standard 8.0, and then this would be, so you can see it, so your BV 130-4. So BV stands for blood vessels, and then the 130 stands for how many micrometers in diameter the needle is. So it's 130 micrometers, so 0.13 millimeters in diameter. And then the 3, that tells you your length.
The 3 is just a character of the different program.
Oh, okay. So, and then you can see on here, right, same thing. You can have a 9.0 with a 5.1 millimeter. So it's, you ask for a 9.0, it comes with a bigger needle than this. But this is what you really want, you want a 3.8. So you can see on an 8.0 with a 5 millimeter standard needle compared to a 9.0 with a 3.8 millimeter. It's quite a bit smaller. So something to just beware of, and the same thing here. You can have a 10.0 and 11.0 and they have the same 3.8 needle, same as the 9.0. So if you ask for 9.0 and they give you this one, or you ask for a 10.0 and they give you a bigger needle, or something to be aware of in terms of like the needle is separate from the suture material.
Yeah, so as the needle has different or the same type of suture. So what do you prefer, like this one and this one? Because the needle is different. So for AO suture, so this one, the longer needle, this shorter needle, how to choose?
I guess it depends on like if you're going really tiny vessels, like would you want a smaller needle if you're going
it
into
depends on the vessel. So, so that's how you can write down AO,
Yes.
Pad for knot tying. So for 8O, that is going to be vessels greater than 3 millimeters. So if you've ever seen vascular surgery, they'll use some 8O for like carotid or something like that. You can do that with like 7, so you don't need a microscope. For 9O, that's between 2 and 3 millimeters. That's when you start needing a microscope, or you can use, I think, 10 uses loops. That's 10O. I'm gonna check on that. For 10O, you can do 1 to 2 millimeter vessels. 11O is sub 1 millimeter. And then 12O is your 0.5 millimeter vessels.
NDA cannot see.
Yeah, we have, I think there's some sample vessels somewhere. But, yeah. So sub 11O or 11 and 12O is going to be your super micro. Mostly like lymphatic surgery, right?
Yeah, so for the suture choice, you only need to remember 11O. 11O is for 1 millimeter below. And then going up 1 to 2 millimeter, use 10O. And then 2 to 3, use 9O. 3 above, use AO. Yeah. So now come back to the AO suture. AO suture is for the big vessel. We won't use AO suture for small vessel. So in a big vessel, small needle or longer needle is better. Which one? It's
I guess so. Would it be a longer needle?
yeah.
Because like you don't want to sit there sewing all day and it's gonna like
That's right. So when you look at this one, 11O, 11O suture, the vessel we use this one on sub during the vessel. Needle is 3.8, right? And then this AO suture we use on 3-4 millimeter vessel. The needle is also the same needle, same length of needle. So this one is too small. Actually, I would like to say this is the wrong product. Company. Because nobody would like to use so small needle on a big vessel. So why we have this one? Because one of the stem cell company, they make a synthetic vessel, and then they want us to transfer and then they asked me, what suture do you want? I just told them over AO suture. And then in the OR, I got this one. Every time I have to go into a room and to take the needle out, I never able to kind of
go all the way
go all the way through. And then I realized, oh, there's something wrong. Then I told them, because in the lab I have the AO is like this one. The AO is like this one. So since then I realized I should tell them not only AO, I need to specific tell this number. That can buy you a right product. And then after a while I have a lot of suture, and then I compare to different things. Now you see, the company just match everything. So they have this kind of needle and this kind of suture. They just match everyone and then make everything as a product. But some of them is totally wrong. Right? This one is totally wrong. Yeah. So this one is kind of why I want to talk about the suture now. It's because like if you are you go to a hospital, the microsurgery already well established, it's not a problem. You have everything right. But if you are the first microsurgeon in that hospital,
They're in trouble.
yeah, they ask you, Jasmine, what suture do you like? Don't tell them the fail.
Yeah.
They may buy you $100 of this one. You have to use it for 10 years. Yeah.
Struggling the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, so here's some suture. You can take a look. This
There's
is
nothing in that box.
yeah, and this is the draw and this is the tail, and tail. This is draw. This draw is the small trio in the US.
In the world.
In the
What?
US, Japan has smaller one.
Smaller than that?
Yeah,
What is smaller
30
than
more
that?
suture has the 0.8.
I feel like air is smaller than that. Like what?
So this is draw.
Like we're picking up nothing. We're.
So remember, this is the 0.1 millimeter,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's what I mean, just putting it in here and it bends.
Wow.
There's a thing that's an 8.0. You can see
Mm-hmm.
the size comparison.
So what do they use? Like who actually uses the 12-0?
So for the medina surgery, like the vessel is like 0.5 millimeter.
Mm-hmm. And what do they use the smaller ones for in
It's for the
Japan?
surgery and the baby was not formed, still in the uterus. So but it's a concept. They have a product, but nobody can use it. It's
Yeah.
maybe Dr. Kusima he has used that once. Only Japan has that product.
No one else has used it.
I mean, if you wrote on it,
Yeah, like
great.
this is the AO, and that's the 9O, and then you can put it under the microscope and try to pick it out. And try some instrument.
So the issue that I have is that I don't have like a dominant hand.
Oh,
So I do a
Yeah.
lot. I do most things with my right hand.
So that helps actually, because part of learning how to do it is using both hands.
you talk about this special needle.
Oh, yeah.
How much are these needles? Are these needles expensive?
Yeah, it's very expensive.
How much?
I tell you a story. A few years ago, when I just started here, and then we have a manager. And then he asked me, "Oh, what suture do you want?
Is
Do you
it
need
clear for you?
for teaching the resident?" So I just tell them, "Okay, 8O, 9O, 10O, 11O," and then he bought me the suture. And after a few months, Dr. Paul called me, said, "Oh, what do you guys buy? What do you guys buy?" I got a $5,000 bill.
Ugh.
I said, "I just bought one box of 9O, one box of 10O, and one box of 11O, and one box of 8O. That's $5,000.
$5,000
And I,
for basically the equivalent of like 3 pieces of hair.
yeah, since then, I realized the suture was so expensive.
Wow.
And you know, the manager, he feels okay, because we need suture to teach microsurgery, so we just bought it. Without suture, we cannot teach.
Look at this essential drama that I have. Like, this is.
Yeah, everyone thinks that they don't have a tremor and then you put it under magnification.
Yeah, so actually the NIO is like about, the NIO define, our manager can define the spire one is like $600 for 12 suture.
For 12 sutures.
And then
$50.
yeah, and then the 11O, he didn't able to find a spire suture, so he just bought a suture price 2012. That's why Dr. Paul get a $5,000 bill.
12 is more expensive because that has to be handmade. So Jasmine, look at this one. This is an interesting one. Sure. So what's interesting about it?
Looks like the tip is different, maybe.
Yeah. So the tip is different. It's called spatula shaped, and it also says it's for ophthalmic needle.
Oh.
So this is for
Yeah, so this one is the taper tip.
so this is for the ophthalmic surgery for, you said, corneas.
Yeah.
So you can see, right? Microsurgery extends beyond. Microsurgery extends beyond just plastics. So do you want to zoom in here? I can take a nice look at the tip here.
Am I doing anything? No.
Your tongue?
Wait. Is this in? Yeah. No. Yes. I think that's clear.
Try one more. Yeah, I would just try your
Oh.
toe.
Okay, that looks clear to me. Does it not look clear to you? Oh.
Here we go.
Okay, so now
Oh, there should be
Beautiful.
a
not
little-
focus.
Let's remember the height. Height changes. You see the tip?
Yeah.
Interesting that changed.
Yeah.
Right, can you think about why you want to design an ophthalmic needle that has like a flattened bottom?
I don't know, like, do you want to pop the eyeball? Like, there's already a needle going into it. I don't know.
Dr. Zane explained that when you're suturing the cornea, there's pockets of fluid, right? You don't want to get too deep into those pockets of fluid. So you want to stay very superficial, and you're not. That was the reasoning, right, Dr. Zhang?
Yeah. Yeah, because when we stitch the eye, we want to take a partial bite, and partial bite, and the eye tissue is it's tough. It's not like the vessel. The vessel was so thin, it's like 41 millimeter. It's easy to pierce. So when the colleague in ophthalmology, they stitch the eye, they want to take partial bite, so they want this flat body by circle, so they can take partial bite easily, and also they can hold the needle more steady. Round body is easier to twist. Yeah. This short only so long.
Oh, these new ones is like $200.
Not these ones. These ones.
Like the patent on the real one they use in Oman. That's
They're non-sterile.
so sometimes we need to find a better solution. Even try to make our suture happy as an idea.
Yeah, you would want me to be the manager.
Yeah, so when using a long bigger needle, use the stronger needle holder.
So, show you some. Is that in focus for you?
Yeah.
Adjust it if you need it.
No.
So, like, grabbing this can be kind of difficult. Easier way to do that is you use your left hand or whatever hand you prefer to kind of dangle it, and that allows you to grab at a good location and manipulate the needle that way. Right. Not so much with a 9-0, but with any finer needle, you risk actually bending it when you're holding the needle with two instruments. So that's why I kind of hold it here, and I can push it against whatever surface you're working on.
Yeah.
You can see it's a little magnetized.
I was about to ask, is that magnetic?
Yeah, so it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, you can demagnetize it and
But the demagnetizer overheats.
Yeah.
You wanna,
Yes, it's good. Try.
should we just do this one?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Wait,
Yeah, you use a hand holding here and then.
what do you mean overheats?
No, that means that's.
Oh, how do I,
Okay.
can you, I'm holding
Yeah, you can press it on the bottom. Yeah, don't touch yeah, just go to in and out.
Yeah, just press it. Oh.
In and out, don't touch the wall. Let's see if it works. If not, just try it again.
I think it's the other one now.
No?
Oh, wait.
See, it's not,
Better?
it's better, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But that one, isn't that one down really nice? Like
This one, yeah.
yeah.
So hold the suture with your jewelers or forceps.
Mm-hmm.
And then you grab the needle that way.
I think are you in very good focus now?
Yeah. Why is it a little bit blurry?
Oh, the camera didn't focus very good. I focus in the high power. Now when it goes to lower amplification, out of focus.
You can't really like load the needle the same as like a regular needle driver.
Try this needle. That's the needle, the round body needle. You try this one. That's the form of the needle. It's a little bit round body and pretty thick, so it's very easy to fix. And you can see the needle holder inside the hole. Right? If the needle holder, when we look at the regular needle holder, the general surgery, you can see there's some rough surface inside. And some special needle holder, they put some diamond dust coating inside, so they can.
Diamond dust. That's why they're $800.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of the needle holder they don't have that coating.
Yeah.
Goodness.
So you're gonna kind of hold it, 90 degrees. For this, when you're manipulating the vessels, we hold it by the adventitia. You don't crimp down on the vessels. And then you come in. So an important thing about when you pull it through is you can think about when this is a vessel, you want to pay attention to where your tail is. So if I was pulling this through and my tail's over here, and let's just say my tail got caught on something, I'm creating tension. So if I pull too hard, I might pull that vessel that I'm suturing together. So you want to control your tail and pull in a smooth movement all the way through. So this glove is a little bit tackier than. So I've now pulled it to a good tail length.
What are the lines that you choose to represent?
Just give you an idea of like where you're kind of
Oh,
shoot
okay.
for something.
Mhm.
We oftentimes have like a board that we create that you kind of can suture between. So one thing is if you hold it like this,
Mhm.
I feel like this makes it easier. So you can look that the tail is coming out and the rest of the sutures underneath it.
Mhm.
Or if you want to hold it like this is fine.
Mhm.
But it feels a little bit difficult to manipulate that tip. Right. So the part going to my stitch, I like to hold it. Explain that backwards. If you hold it like this, it's hard to manipulate that tip.
Mhm.
So the part going to my stitch is coming up from underneath,
Mhm.
and then the rest of my sutures on top. I find it easier to just hold it kind of the reverse way. So the part going to my stitch is coming up top.
Mhm.
That way I feel like I can control the tip of that a lot better.
Mhm.
So the first knot, if it's under tension, you can do a surgeon's knot.
Mhm.
Right, and now I have to come back. So you can have it. You don't need to switch hands for this. And I create my second knot.
Mhm.
And I grab the tail. You'll notice something as I come down. Sorry, very slow. You tell me, is that going to be square or is that not going to be square? If I continue following this.
Right now it's looking square.
So remember, when you're macro suturing, you cross your hands, right? After saying you have a pair of regular needle drivers. You show this phenomenon. Do you have a pair of regular needle drivers?
Yeah, you can try different one.
No, like a regular needle holder.
This is the regular.
Like size like this.
Yeah.
Regular.
So if I go back, then I don't need to cross.
Mhm.
Right. And this is just maintaining. And I have to cross this.
Mhm.
Second.
This is for the Achilles tendon. To roll suture.
Oh, what I'm essentially creating is 1, 2.
Mhm.
So there's my square. What if I do? Right. The cross to make that square.
Mhm.
And then I can come back. I don't have to cross.
Mhm.
And I cross here.
Mhm.
So this is the same thing. So when I came over the first time, I had to cross.
Mhm.
So every time you have to get those knots square.
Yeah.
If I just continued and I didn't cross, then I don't get square knots.
Mhm.
Which one do you want to try that? And then
Try just like hanging up.
yeah, just tying it.
Yeah, just you put one stitch and then then you share some tips how to make it easier. Because the microsurgery at the beginning there's no microsurgery. When our pioneer professor did do microsurgery, their idea is always from the general surgery, like how to stitch it, how to
Mhm.
pull the knot. And then slowly we use a different, slightly different technique to make manipulating the needle easier under a microscope.
So something I like to think about is stability, right? If you hold this kind of like a pencil, there's a lot of, it makes manipulating it more difficult, and it's more likely to have like a tremor that way. One thing I try to keep in mind is like minimizing that as much as possible. So, you know, using your pinky finger and your kind of this surface of your hand, your this medial surface of your hand, and then balancing the instrument between kind of your DIP of your middle finger and then your kind of web spacing. And that way, when you're manipulating the instrument, you're really only using your index finger, and then you can rotate kind of along. Right, so any tremor you have, this should help kind of minimize that. And also, you think about the 2D, this kind of field that we're talking about. You're operating kind of in this like two-dimensional box. It's 3D, but it's not very tall.
Yeah.
So all your movements are going to be kind of more horizontal than they are vertical. That's just something to keep in mind in terms of how to steady your hands.
Just put one stitch and then tighten up.
So you can use your left hand to help yourself elevate the it's a little bit inverted. And use the curve that needle to
There you go. Just pull that through.
control the detail there. Just one fluid motion.
Keep it
Very
very
steady.
steady there.
So one little point from that. So I did the same thing. So when you grab the suture here, it creates little dents, you know, it weakens it.
Right, you can see if when you
Grab
grab
it,
it,
you
you
can
can
see those flattened spots? So you're weakening the suture. So if this is going into your vessel, that's going to be your weak spot. The idea behind using one fluid motion is that you grab it once,
just keep on.
and then you just pull it one fluid motion. That way there's only, I mean, you can see all these little dents along the way. So one fluid motion prevents you from having so many weak areas. So help you hold this. So use your right hand. And grab left part. Grab
Grab up here.
You want to
Grab. Grab. Right here.
Okay.
You just thread this around here. So we've got kind of sutures on the other side.
You should be able to wrap it.
around your forceps and tie your knot. 1, 2. And grab your tail.
do the same one. So you can keep your needle driver holding the suture material. And then do the same thing. This is kind of where that trick falls into. So grab your wrist strap inside. Now try it. Should be a little bit easier.
Yeah, just go.
Like here?
Yeah.
And I have to.
No, the needle driver goes between, or the forceps go between there. And you grab it around there. Like this. So I had to complete it. It would be like that. So hold that in there. So you see how this knot? You see it? So that's not going to be square there.
Yeah.
So we have to turn.
Hey, Frank.
Did you try these?
Yeah.
You like?
I'll give that a second.
It's good. When it goes to tiny vessel, a tiny branch of the renal artery, estimates that 5.
Yeah, I use this one already. I like that it doesn't get clogged up as much, you know, it doesn't come to roll that on either. I don't know, ones like them a lot. There might be other shapes and sizes.
Yeah, continue to hold on with your
These two,
and then
Right, very hard with the key, very hard with the vessel.
there, yeah.
I was thinking about taking
Across.
I
So hold on to that.
I'll bring it. So,
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was thinking that would be great.
So you can see, I mean, when you have
You
it
need both
cross,
ways, and
it takes a
compare.
thought, you know, you have to think about it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of wasted
when
movement.
you know how.
Well, we're doing well.
Like Dr. Zhang said,
Yeah, we're smart.
when
I
they
think you
pioneered
wanna
it,
do
it was
time.
transferring
You
general
wanna see,
surgery
like, first day, second day, third day,
this.
you know, how it
It's
feels
something
over
that
time.
he showed me,
And you
and
can
this,
see
he recommends residents start with.
dynamics that, you know.
Kind of do a little bit
But,
of
yeah, we'll talk about it, but no, that's great, I'm glad you're thinking about that, because I was
And
gonna
it's
suggest that to.
more ambidextrous.
And how'd you know? How'd you know?
So that's good. I when I always assess this method for most of the time, I don't use this method.
Okay,
And then you say, well, the biotics thing.
and you can apply it directly to kidney transplants, you know, like paper, you know.
Yeah, I mean, specifically for this pregnancy. The minimum vessel size is
I'll start harvesting, and we'll send them down, and we'll have them sectioned longitudinally, so you can see, yeah.
Because now whole ones, the small one inside.
I'll bring the VHUs, we'll do the VHUs.
Yeah, I want to see how it feel and how.
Oh, I'm glad you.
That's really honest.
Right. I think. Like, so, see me, when you're interested. It was targeted first, as if, but the blood was able to push it out. See, I was thinking that might happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the first stitch normally, 1, 2. So now, what I would normally do is I'd normally come back, and that would be my second stitch, and I would have to cross. So I'm going to transfer my left hand now, and I'm going to use the forceps to clear that second stitch. And then when I come back to my right hand, I'm going to transfer again. Right, so I'm not crossing anymore.
Yeah.
because I'm actually going back and forth between my two hands.
Mm-hmm.
Just bringing it back over, going on a stitch. Obviously, I'm doing way too many knots, but very simple process of going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
This is something just for kind of training, but gives you an idea of Dr. Zhang will going to show you ways to make it a lot faster and a lot more efficient. But I have not mastered those techniques, so I will have to show you.
And so
You can try this technique and then
this method you just talk about is the treating method.
Mhm.
In the treating, the goal is to improve aesthetics quality. So this method has two advantages. One is we can train both our left and right hand to be able to turn out instead of just use one hand. A few years ago, I went to a webinar. The professor said, just China is just like using a regular needle holder. So always make roots on the needle holder and tie knots.
Mm-hmm.
That's only one hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
This method you can use two hands. And in some situation, use two hands, you feel much better. Because sometimes one side has not enough space, just pass the sugar to the other side and then start to tie the knots.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is, you don't need to think, you don't need to cross our hand.
Yeah.
You feel much better. Because crossing hand under the microscope, you still feel it's not convenient. So that's why when in the treating, we use this method. And after you get it better, you have some more fancy technique in tying knots, airborne method.
do you want to use a tube, like a vessel?
After you get it better, go too fast to doing an explosive not very. Because like a Western training, using a vessel will be the third lesson.
Third lesson.
Yeah, so now so far we combine 2-3 lessons together in 1-2 hour lesson for the medical student. It's already
A lot.
Yeah, so microsurgery training going to the very basic thing is how you use the instrument to manipulate the needle. Once you're good at that, it doesn't matter what anesthesis, how small vessel or big vessel. And for me, small vessel and big vessel is the same.
Same.
I like small vessels because I don't need to put so many stitches there. You know, 4-5 is good, it's done. One anesthesis, instead I have to put 12 there. And end size also specific. End size just a specific to end. Need to create a window so we can have two movements to show it together.
Doing really well.
Yeah.
Isn't it easier to, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, this method is very friendly for the beginners to get started easier.
Dr. Zane, do you want to show the other?
In a microsurgery, the microscope should go perfect focus. Not just it's okay, that's not good. You need to be seen super clear, super sharp.
Like you just settle for okay.
not okay. Okay is not okay. Yeah. Yeah, like, yeah, come outside. Like when we like
Just press this here.
Mhm.
What's up? You want me to take anything down with me? I think I just say using this, right? Yeah, it's fine. Just so you don't. Well, you won't be smelling. It's big.
Hop into
Okay, now,
Mhm.
now, hand high now. Oh,
So
just
tight.
like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
want to release it. This needle size is like this orientation.
Mhm.
Let's take a bigger line.
And
the
both
fourth left hand and right hand is amazing. Okay, right hand line up. Okay, here.
Just like regularly?
Yeah. Yeah, like this one. You can see that, yeah, now we need to cross our hand to tie to lay the down flat.
Mhm.
Like, how can we avoid crossed hands? What can we do to avoid crossed hands?
Like doing it in this hand instead? Or no?
Yeah, it's fine.
Like if I was like this.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, still need to cross hand, right? So actually, like, even in the regular knot tie, cross hand still not comfortable, right? So in the OR, when I when we are medical students, we tie knots everywhere.
Yeah.
In our backpack, in our water bottle, in our brown bag.
Mhm.
So we just hold on the suture and start to tie knots.
Mhm.
But and the teacher told us, okay, cross the hand,
Yeah.
left arm. But when I was first day in the OR,
Mhm.
I saw the teacher kept up with the professor pull the needle out and put it together. Another professor pick up the suture, he naturally crossed their suture. And then he started to tie knots.
Ah.
And then he didn't cross the hand.
Mhm.
I see, oh, he didn't teach us the real thing.
Mhm.
So in the OR, they don't cross the hand at all. They don't do this way, cross the hand tie knots.
Right.
You never see a professor doing that way.
Yeah.
So they naturally just cross the suture and start to tie knots like that way.
Mm.
So the goal is, even in a general surgery,
Mhm.
big suture, you don't want to cross. So in a microsurgery,
Mhm.
the same thing, you don't want to cross.
Mhm. Mhm.
So in order to not cross the suture, not cross our instrument, we just switch the suture to the other hand. Same idea of cross the suture first and then start to tie knots.
Okay.
That's the second, that's the, that's why we have the second technique.
Mhm.
Every time you pass the suture, tie knot, pass the suture to tie knot, so you don't need to cross our hand. So this is not a new thing.
Yeah.
It's not a special thing. It's already there.
Mhm.
The professor you use it in some day, but you didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I don't know until I teach.
Right.
Why I have this method is one day I see my teacher, he tie knot and then he pass the suture and tie knot, pass the suture. We always fun, and then I do that way. I don't know that's a maybe of kind of improve my left hand and right hand both can be able to tie knots until I teach, until I went to that webinar, the professor said, just like a regular stitching, always use the needle holder to make hooks and tie knots. No, I do that way, but sometimes I pass the suture and then I use Atina's left hand and right hand. That's better. I think that's better. My method is better and it's easy for the beginner.
Yeah, and that's yeah, that feels like more comfortable than like
Yeah, I can see you already can kind of like a PGY too. In just like did like 12, less than 12. So this is one of the very good method we uh, teach the resident PGY one, even the undergrad and the high school student, so they can able to kind of and doing start doing some micro and feeling not so struggle and have fun. And that's why we in this program everyone's doing microsurgery. It's not so hard.
yeah.
Because the stereotype is microsurgery very hard. Only crazy want to go to microsurgery. It's not. Our PGY 3, when they start rotating in the EMT, they can do micro like a fellow. That's not what myself. It's the EMT professor email me said, your the student, the resident,
Yeah.
when it goes to the microsurgery, they are 2 years ahead of that student.
Wow.
And
You're a magician.
yeah, it's not magician, it's just some experience of teaching microsurgery in a more efficient way. Teaching is also a technique.
Yeah.
You need to observe and need to summarize and use that effective way to teach. And later, even better, Katie, the PGY 6, when she was rotating the ENT, professor emailed me and said, "Oh, you are doing micro like our fellow." That's not 2 years ahead, that's 4 years ahead. That's still well. Because sometimes their fellow cannot do all the micro case. So, and then our resident just jump in and do the go to the micro case, and they are allowed to do the micro part. Yeah, so this passing the suture.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 more methods we teach. When we're getting better, we start to teach the airborne method. Airborne method is one method we don't need to put down the short end, so we control the short end. See? Yeah. Thing about it, here is all wet and the soft tissue. Once you lose it, you adhere to the soft tissue, and it's very hard to pick it up again.
Yeah.
So by this method, you always kind of keeping the control of the short end. So you don't, it will be more efficient and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our resident, once they pick up this skill, they told me it become the only method of time lapse. Yeah, so this is the airborne method. It's not a new method. It was published by Professor, developed by a professor in Taiwan, Professor Chan, Hong Si Chan. And the paper, the first author is Mayo Chair Simon McDean.
Wow.
He was the first author.
Wow.
At 2004, you know, when I just saw that paper, I spent almost 2 months trying to pick up this method. When you read the paper, there's like 400 words to narrating how to do this method. And this is the fourth method. I think about this airborne sometimes still fly away. If we walk in a very deep space, once we lose this suture, even in use airborne, sometimes it still fly away.
Yeah.
So we want, when we want 100% we control the short end, use this method. Yeah, so this method looks slow, but it's very efficient and 100% sure we can control. So when we can control everything, we will be comfortable and more confident. So this, I would say, is like an airborne second or anything you can maybe like Dr. Zing's method, just and when you never see it in other place,
Mm-hmm.
and then we publish this method yet.
Cool.
Yeah. So the animal method, we have a video on our YouTube channel, and when you start to practice microsurgery, you can just go there and take a look. Use a 3O suture to demonstrate, so it's easier to understand. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you try and tie some more knots.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, I will teach you a very easy and simple way to place the stitching.
Mm-hmm.
And let the needle touch the surface. Yeah. I think this is the vessel.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the vessel. This is the proximal end. This is the distal end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stitch on the 12 o'clock here first. Yeah.
Why do you teach people that you go out the same depth?
That's a good question. That's very important. That's kind of the size.
So when you're doing the other ones, right, the one where you're like only air. Yeah.
That one, the first night is the same. So just start at the same method.
Oh, okay.
So here, for the first night, I want you to remember one thing is the long end should be like 2.5 to 3 times of the short end. That's a good length. You can do a make two loop, even make two loop and make a surgeon's knot. And the short end is like 5-6 millimeter. Like later to see what is the length of 5-6 millimeter. It's like this length is almost 6. And this is the good length. And the long end is like 2.5 to 3 times. So we don't need to go too far. If we make it long, and we need to go very far away from the film. Yeah. And then the second thing is, this instrument is always in between these two sutures. Like this in here, it's out of the suture coming up here. This one goes to the top in here. Here.
Like this?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Just imagine you're supposed to. Yeah. So in the real vessel, we want it even. Yeah. Nice. Okay, partner. And the water to do less. Sometimes you see.
It's exciting too.
We have a little bit. Tip maybe has a little bit of just change the
Is there a specific way to hold these or no? Is there a specific way to hold these or no?
Oh, they're just like the same.
Okay.
Mostly use the thumb and index finger. That's the suture. Oh, you want to practice the airborne?
Yeah.
Yeah, the airborne is a little bit hard so far. Okay, hold here.
Is it my needle driver?
Yeah, needle driver.
Mm-hmm.
And then don't let this go. Holding this suture.
Mm-hmm.
Holding this suture. Force that. I mean, like the airborne, we don't let it go. Hold
Oh.
this one.
Hold this, right?
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah. Let go. Hold it. Let go. Let go the short end.
Oh.
Yeah. We always follow the long end.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold here.
Then go like this.
Yeah. Go towards you. Go towards you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Enter the loop. Enter the loop.
With this small part or?
Just don't. Let's focus on something like a stitching method first.
Yeah.
This one you can learn it more faster later.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
yeah. So keep high knots. Yeah. Pass the suture. Yeah. Yeah. The second knot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bring the suture back in front of you. Yeah, one thing is like bring it back in front of you and pass the suture, and then catch the suture.
Okay.
Catch the suture. That's your function. So that's usually 3 knots, 3 enough. By the surgeon's knot and then 2 more knots. That's enough for the microsurgery most of the time. And here, I want to share where we stitch the vessel. Nothing about in the microsurgery, in the general surgery, when we stitch the skin, we turn, right? Turn and turn like that. And then, because we can use our wrist and forearm, in the general, we then stitch the skin with a bigger needle. But under the microscope, when we try to turn, it's hard. Even just twist, it's hard. So we do it slightly differently. When we try to turn and tilting it up, that's when the needle was bent happening. When we bending the needle was happening at that time. So we try to minimize movement of the needle and use our other hand to help. So here I will teach you a method is move forward method. All we need to do is just move forward. We don't need too much to turn and twist. Okay? That's a very simple and easy way to do it. So, see, I put the forceps inside the room and the support. Then I see my needle, press down. When I press down, see the edge is raised. Right? So that will create a difference. I can push the needle and pierce the vessel. So that's all we need to do is just press down and move forward. We don't need to twist and turn, right? And then the second one, and in slip by, if there's space, we take it out and use 2 steps. When that's very close, we can use 1 step. Try not to try to catch the vessel like this way, because when we try to do it this way, most of the time we catch the backbone, because the backbone is like just 1 or 2 meters away from us, and we're just very close in working the waving. So we keep the needle in the air, and then put the needle on the tip, and press down, and move forward. See, when we pick up the front wall and put it on the top of the needle, we are 100% sure there's only the front wall on the tip, right? Then to finish the pierce. Most of the time, when I was a resident, I tried to turn and peel it out like that way. sometimes the needle just bend
Mhm.
before it can come out. So later I become better and easier, but I don't know what has been changed until I teach. So actually, we switch to this method. You press the distal down
Mhm.
and just move forward.
Mm.
So this is the move forward method. If it's the hand out, left hand out, you only need to do is move forward. And from here, when we take the needle out, the forceps tip is really tiny. This is about the 43 and 44.
Mhm.
When we bring super micro, the tip is even smaller. So the forceps is not designed to pick up the needle.
Mm.
It's hard. So most of the time, we use the needle holder with the arm. And we, when we pick up the needle,
Mhm.
see if we didn't move, change the needle holder direction before we close the arm,
Mhm.
one arm already hidden away. See?
Yeah.
So we turn the needle holder, match the curve of the needle, and then so we catch the needle easier. And then we turn and forward to it out. This can avoid the needle tail to enlarge the needle hole.
Mm.
If we enlarge the needle hole, there will be a leaking spot, and it's hard to fix.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so we want the needle, we want the suture pass through the vessel straight, so we can use our left hand, pull it all the way straight like that.
Mhm.
If we didn't pass the suture, we still use the hand holding this one. We put the forceps here as a pulley, so we can keep this part coming out of the vessel straight. So don't pull it like this way.
Yeah.
If it starts somewhere in the tier, the vessel actually, usually that's really tiny binding there. So usually I prefer like this way,
Mhm.
and then I bring it back in front of me. In front of us is very important part.
Mhm.
Make everything is natural. Like if we stay in here, we try to pick up a suture like this.
Mhm.
Sometimes we bring it here. Hey, you can see the suture is under. It's
Yeah.
very hard to make loops. Or we pick up the suture like this way. The suture is pointing this way. It's hard to make loops.
Mhm.
So we bring it back and pick up the suture. Everything is right and making next step is very easy.
Okay.
First knot, and second knot. If we didn't pass the suture, the second knot we got the suture. But most of the time, the teacher they don't cross. They just go up and down. Up and down is not a perfect square knot, but it compensates the the knot. You don't have to 100% have to turn
Yeah.
180 crossing. So sometimes you can see the professor they just go up and down instead of completely cross. So this is one of the very common way you see.
Mhm.
They don't cross the instrument, but they go up and down.
Yeah.
But in the teaching, in the training, try pass the suture, train both hands first.
Mhm.
Then it's getting better later.
Yeah.
Later. Learn that method later. Okay, now I want you to practice the moving forward stitching method. Sometimes when I was a resident, I just practiced so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the teacher they don't have time to practice with us, and in the OR they see, oh, it's so easy. Why you it looks so easy? But we don't know why. And the teacher just stand and say, oh yeah, we like this way, but you don't understand why he has a problem.
Mhm.
And slowly I was getting better. And then I the same, I don't know what has been changed in my hand until I teach the rest of them. And then I see, oh, at the beginning is so hard and we need to struggle. And then I compare it to what I was doing, and then I realized there's here and there's some small detail. Once you change, it's also hard. You can feel the method is not hard, right?
Yeah.
Stitching method. Yep, that's the stitch.
Okay.
Yeah, 2.5 is 3 times longer than this. And put your hand on the table, so the hypotheta is rest on the table while we are writing. That's the hand. Yeah, that's the stitch.
Oh no. Pulled too hard.
So this needle is cheaper,
Mhm.
but I realize in the teaching, especially the beginner, you need to use expensive ones to teach.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Really.
Like this needle
Mhm.
is cheaper, but it requires better skill to use it.
Oh wow.
So like I usually I don't have problem because
Yeah.
I can use my skill to
Yeah.
calculate the effect of the needle device. Okay, so and that's one more tip I want to share to you. Like sometimes we may look here and then we travel.
Mhm.
That's also efficient.
Mhm.
So usually, like you can see, the teacher time lapse is so fast. It's
Yeah.
not because they're moving fast. It's because they're more efficient. So you can see I bring the suture and then I may look
To the
dry.
end of that.
They are very close to the tip.
Mhm.
So we just may look and catch. So that's the way of being fast. So in microsurgery, don't try to move fast.
Yeah.
In some, after a while, everyone I see, I understand they want to be fast
Mhm.
because in our a lot of people is kind of really good. And if you are fast surgeon, that's a you will have a good reputation. But microsurgery, we can be fast in other part, like stitch the skin or in other not so delicate one. In dissecting the perforator
Mhm.
and doing the anastomosis, it's first to spend a lot of, I mean enough time to do the things in the right way.
Yeah.
Don't repeat, don't do it,
Yeah.
don't have a flatted back. That's the way of being fast. And micro case, you have a long day micro case,
Mhm.
and then a 9 long. has something, has some problem, something going on, you have to go to the OR and then bring a fracture back. That's even worse.
Yeah.
So spend enough time with the things in the right way. And if somebody had pushed you, why not you feel so slow? What would you like to answer?
I'm trying to do it right.
I learned something from my teacher. My teacher, technically, I learned from my chair. She's a really nice lady. And she said, my teacher told me to do that. Do it that way. So after that idea, oh, that's a good answer. So somebody told me, oh, why you have to do it today? Why if you don't wait for next day to do this surgery? And then I said, oh, my teacher told me I need to do it today. I need to do it this way. Sounds that a good answer?
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Yeah. Okay, let's try a couple more and let's see. You can hold like the middle, you can see this, there's two parts. Like this part is like on the medium, on the suture, so it's even harder to put the hold. So after that, this is a little bit better.
Yeah.
So hold from here.
Okay.
That will be easy. Yeah, hold the suture. Right. The thing about this is the 6 o'clock, you already done to the AM at 12 o'clock here. So the real vessel will be easier. Put it on the hip, and press the distal down, and yeah. Hold it. Yeah, turn the needle holder that way. And this way you already supine a lot. So yeah, one. Use your left hand. Usually, now the needle is on the left side. Use your left hand. Use your left hand to hold the suture. That's easier because now it's on the left side, and you use the left hand to pull it out easier. Be more comfortable. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Back in front of you. Touch the suture. And just drop the needle in somewhere. Or you can bring it back to sit at the edge of the foot. Okay. Two. First knot and second knot usually I like to use two to secure the first time. Surgeons not to secure the first time. Okay. Going back to the front of you. Okay. Yeah. Now I see you already much different. You made a lot of big growth since the first stage.
This is great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's the microsurgery. That's the way how I teach it.
Yeah. Do you want to put this back on something or?
Here.
This is the needle, the mild needle from this package. So you see that's some information. 0.3 metric is the suture size. 10 is 0.2 metric. 11 is 0.1 metric. 8 is 0.4 metric. The metric is pharmacology usually is hardly related to centimeter or inch or millimeter. It's 30 centimeter long with the suture. So here's the needle, paper needle, 5 millimeter long, 100 micron diameter, 3/8 circumference. That's the curve of the vessel of the needle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many years have you been doing microsurgery?
What day is today?
Today is
22?
yes.
22.
Today's 22nd. Yeah.
Homework.
Thank you.
So you can teach
Yeah.
your the classmates the best microsuture and the needle.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
How long have you been doing microsurgery?
I teach here like 10 years. Before I come here, I practiced about 10 years in hand and microsurgery. So it's about 20 years.
Wow.
But teaching is different.
Yeah.
Teaching is different. Okay, let's continue. Teaching. Hi everyone. So yeah, it's 2 hours. Yeah, we didn't feel the time is like so uh, because we really enjoy the microsurgery. It feels like maybe just like 30 or 40 minutes. And Jasmine did a really good job. We go through the microscope and the instrument and the sutures, and then we practice some very cool basic method. And I can see Jasmine already make a big progress from the beginning, and now she can stitching and tie knots very fluently. Yeah, nice job. Thumbs up.
Thank you. This was
Yeah.
great.
And yeah, Jasmine, please share like 1 or 2 point in your mind now you feel it's very helpful to in today's practice.
Yeah, definitely the being able to like switch hands when tying so that you don't have to cross over. I feel like that is easier in my mind. And then being able to like rest my hands instead of like hovering to try to like, you know, rest that like the edge of my hands on the table instead of
Relax.
hovering to try to like keep myself from
Mm.
shaking as much.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those were
Yeah.
super helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Those two were very important, and I want to kind of help the young, the beginner like PGY1 and medical student to get started easy. So if you want to know what we are talking about, yeah, go back to our video and then see how I teach and how Jasmine learned this very cool skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.